Let's get into how to master Facebook ads in 2022, starting with the biggest liability most people who struggle have in common: trying to hack the machine. The bottom line is, every time you try to make $1 today, sacrificing $1 million later, you're making a bad choice. The system is smarter than you. Accept it, lean into it, move on. These are the types of things I'm going to get to in a second with the other 3 skills that you need that have allowed me to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the platform at a profit, and my clients and students to drive over $1 billion in revenue. Skill number 1 of the 3, measurement. You have to be able to measure in a simple, actionable way the incrementality of each investment into every business objective. Number 2, testing. How can you set yourself up to create the highest value assets and being a good partner to the system? And number 3, planning and documentation. So let's cover what doesn't work. Remember, when you're trying to run a business and be successful, one of the most important things is to understand where your liabilities lie. And the majority of my students and clients that have come to me that are struggling, that all seem to share one very similar trait. They've been trying to hack Facebook. Now, the honest truth is that may have worked. That may have gotten them from 100 to 200, or from 3 to 5, or from 500 to 1,000. They might be working hard, all this stuff, but you're never going to do 500 to 10,000 by working 20 times harder. And in fact, the harder and harder you work, the more you get in the way of the machine learning and trend analysis actually doing the work for you. You're never going to get from 500 to 10,000 by working 20 times harder. Every time you get a short win, you're mortgaging your future. Remember, it is impossible to build when you are penny smart and pound foolish. Now let's be real. Why don't hacks work? Hacks generally don't work because they're not designed to be long-term solutions. You're sacrificing long-term success for a short win today. Now, while that might make you feel good today, it means that you're never going to be able to begin to compound the interest of your wins. If every single day you're only able to do this much, and every day it gets a little bit harder because you've been working against making it easier, eventually you're going to run out of low-hanging fruit and you're going to have to work harder and harder. And also, because the system penalizes you for bad user experiences, which is basically how most hacks are leveraged, it means that it's going to be harder and harder to scale your efforts because you're not building your business on the back of being a good partner to the rest of those that you do business with. So let's talk about what we should be doing, the keys to success. How do we turn those dark days into a bright future? Really, it's built around being a good business partner to our partner. We know what Facebook's needs are. And if we prioritize those needs and then organize it in a way that has financial benefit for our business, we're going to be almost unstoppable. Now, I really build this around 3 big pillars. Number 1, ecosystem ROAS. Understand the measurement of incrementality among the investments of every single one of your business objectives. Number 2, Golden Bear, branded estimated action rate. Let's test for estimated action rate. And number 3 is success protocol, planning and documentation for project management. Master Facebook ads in 2022, you have to swallow one hard truth. You are tracking results wrong. Stop giving a damn about results day to day because we're worrying about trend analysis, week over week, month over month changes to move us in the bigger direction. That's how we move mountains instead of chasing our tail. You have to stop worrying about results ad by ad set by ad set, because attribution is bullshit. And the more you think about things in that way, the harder it's going to be for you to think big and work simple and solve big problems that are going to make fundamental change. The big thing we really want to focus in on here is you have to get better all the time on aggregate. Be a better partner to Facebook. And most importantly, stop caring about metrics that don't matter. CPC, CPM, CTR, they don't matter. What matters is efficiency and incrementality to your system and creating lift. That moves mountains. How to master Facebook ads in 2020. Here's what we need to be doing. We need to focus on performance trends. That's what really matters. 1% better, 2% better, week over week, month over month will move absolute mountains for you. So the real important thing is what we're trying to do is teach the Facebook algorithm to do the work for us. And we're trying to consistently get better and better, making Facebook far more reliable. Instead of trying to win by brute force, we're winning by teaching it how to do its job. And what we really need to focus in on here is the gains that we get is clarity in decision making. It makes it much easier to make sense of data. It makes it much easier to simplify. We get to move with fewer moving parts. It's easier to stabilize results and it's easier to scale. So stop trying to overcomplicate it and instead just focus on performance trends of a few moving pieces. Mastering Facebook ads in 2022. Let's really focus in on a hard truth. You're testing ads totally wrong. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is, first off, they test a whole bunch of ads at limited budgets and try to escalate the thing that did the best on zero confidence and very short wins, and they see their ads die fucking quickly. Second, they invest heavy amounts of money in unproven assets. They haven't actually seen, does this benefit my overall relationship with Facebook and my business? Or did it get lucky in 3 days and I'm going to bank the rest of my business on it and then complain when things don't work anymore? If you're not testing for branded estimated action rate to improve your quality of relationship with Facebook, as well as bringing in higher and higher quality customers at a greater and greater efficiency on the platform, then you are not testing properly. Facebook ads in 2022, you have to test for branded estimated action rate. And what this means is, does your brand drive a high likelihood of desired actions? And not just for you. And we're not selfish here in our business partnership with Facebook. We're not just saying, well, do I get add to carts? Do I get purchases? Do I get leads? No. Do you help Facebook meet their business objectives as well? Because if you do, you're going to pay less and less money to advertise on the platform. If you want to see CPMs in the $10, $15, $20 range, you need to stop trying to drive as much of the things that you care about and start putting the relationship you have with Facebook as a priority and ultimately care about your customers giving a damn about seeing your content. And to do this, we have to break down every element of every ad and truly understand, do they provide lift or do they provide liability to our overall business objectives? To master Facebook ads in 2022, you have to realize you basically have two choices. One, you can be reactionary. You can try to respond to what happened yesterday or last week or something else and then place a really good bet on what you think is going to happen in the future. The problem is, if you're only ever trying to guess at what you're going to do in the future based on reacting to yesterday's information, you're never actually going to be able to create real change. One of the most crippling fundamental behaviors that people take when they want to be safe, because that is our nature, is to react to yesterday, to react to what we know. And one of the great skills that sets entrepreneurs and freelancers and agency owners apart, successful people, is their ability to plan for the future and take action. How to master Facebook ads in 2022. You need a success protocol, documentation, accountability, transparency, uniformity, nomenclature. These things are fundamental. I can't tell you how many people I talk to every day that are struggling that have nothing like this in place, or something that may or may not handle a couple of things, but how much they have to remember, how many mistakes they make, how much time and money they waste communicating with people on calls that don't need to happen, emails that never need to actually get sent, and information that doesn't actually rely on anybody else to transfer it back to you, because if they documented it, you wouldn't make the same mistake ever again. And you can repeat those wins over and over again. The success protocol, honestly, turns your potential into profit.